Hi guys, I have come bringing another video for you. In this video, I will discuss about Reserve Bank of India, history, structures and functions. Most of you know about Reserve Bank of India, but there are some informations you may not know. Stick with the video till last to know about those informations. So, let's start. We all know about Reserve Bank of India is central bank that regulates all Indian banks. But most of us don't know about why RBI was set up. How was the history of Reserve Bank of India? How is the structure of this bank? So today, let's know all about this. This central bank concept came in 1668 by Sweden. This concept was implemented in India in very late. Before India, this central bank was established in England and USA also. But that time purpose of central bank was not as today. In that time the purpose or you can say functions of central bank was to gather funds for war and manage funding in behalf of government. In that time a problem was created that some banks were started to fail due to gross mismanagement. There was also no clue why those banks failed. Then some economists recommended that there was no central body to keep watch on those banks. From that time, central banks were started to create for regulation of all banks. In 1926, the Royal Commission on Indian Currency and Finance recommended the creation of a central bank for India. The Royal Commission is also known as Hilton-Young Commission. This commission recommended to create a central bank for regulation of all Indian banks. It is not that before 1926 there was no bank to regulate all Indian banks. In that time there was Imperial Bank which was established in 1921. But regulation of Imperial Bank was not well structured. Later the name of that bank was changed as State Bank of India in 1955. So in 1927 the bill was presented in Legislative Assembly but the bill was failed to pass. Again in 1933 a white paper bill was presented for creation of RBI and the bill was passed in 1934. In 1935 on 1st April RBI was established. But as in that time there was some financial crisis, so RBI was established as a private shareholders bank with a paid up capital of Rs 5 crores. When RBI was established, the headquarters of RBI was in Kolkata, but later in 1937 the headquarters was replaced in Mumbai. Before independence, RBI was not only worked for India, RBI was worked for Myanmar and Pakistan also. After independence in 1947, RBI decided not to work for Myanmar and in 1948, RBI closed their work for Pakistan also. In 1949, government purchased majority of shares from private shareholders and RBI became nationalized. Now, we will discuss about structure of Reserve Bank of India. As you can see, first there are Central Board of Directors, then Deputy Governors, Executive Directors, Principal Chief General Manager, Chief General Managers, General Managers, Deputy General Managers, Assistant General Managers, Managers, Assistant Managers and last Support Staff. This Central Board is decision taking authority. If RBI has any need to take decision, then this Central Board take all these decisions like bank rate, repo rate, etc. Later we will discuss this in brief. Now in bottom there are 3 steps. These 3 steps are entry point. Why? Because RBI conduct exams to recruit employees for these 3 steps. For other steps they get promotion or give internal exams. Now see more details about Central Board. As I said before, Central Board is decision-taking authority. The Reserve Bank's affairs governed by a Central Board of Directors. The board is appointed by the Government of India in keeping with the RBI Act. Most of us know about governor, so we may think only governor take all decisions. But only governor is not there in central board. There are total 21 members. These 21 members are divided into two: official directors and non-official directors. Under official directors, there are 1 governor and 4 deputy governors. 2 deputy governors are must from internal. Under non-official directors, there are 10 directors and 2 government officials nominated by government and other 4 directors from local boards. There are 4 local boards in 4 regions: East, West, North and South. These local boards are nothing but only gather all informations from their particular region. Let's see more detail about local board. I said there are 4 local boards in 4 regions. These 4 local boards are in Mumbai, Chennai, New Delhi and Kolkata. Actually in India there are total 31 branches and offices of RBI. When RBI needs to take decisions, all informations from each corner is important. So it was not too easy for central board to collect all informations from each offices and branches. There was also lack of accuracy in informations. So RBI thought to make local boards for a decentralized way to gather informations. Each local board consists of 5 members appointed by central government. Main function of local board is to advise the central board on local matters and to represent territorial and economic interests of local, cooperative and indigenous banks, to perform such other functions as delegated by central board from time to time. Now we will see committees. We have discussed about central board offices, branches, but all these work on decision making or implement those decisions. We all know RBI control this financial system, regulate all commercial banks, cooperative banks, payment banks, handle payment and settlement systems. So RBI needs some committees for all of these. Suppose you want to make payment to a person, you have 2 options. Either you can issue a check of that particular amount, then you will hand over that check to that person, or you can pay through electronic payment system, that is NEFT, RTGS, EFT, etc. This payment and settlement system is controlled by Board of Payment and Settlement System of RBI. So this board will supervise payment and settlement system, but there is also need to supervise all banks under RBI. For example, if Allahabad Bank face financial crisis situation, then Board of Financial Supervision will handle this situation. Under this board, there are also 3 departments: Department of Banking Supervision, Department of Non-Banking Supervision and Department of Cooperative Bank Supervision. Now, to supervise these 2 boards, Board of Financial Supervision and Board of Payment and Settlement Systems are supervised by Committee of Central Board. See these definitions. Your concept will be more clear about BPSS and BFS. The Board of Regulation and Supervision of Payment and Settlement Systems, a subcommittee of the Central Board of the Reserve Bank of India, is the highest policy-making body on payment and settlement systems in the country. The Board for Regulation and Supervision of Payment and Settlement Systems, a subcommittee of Central Board of the Reserve Bank of India, is the highest policy-making body on payment systems in the country. The BPSS is empowered for authorizing, prescribing policies and setting standards for regulating and supervising all the payment and settlement systems in the country. In India, the payment and settlement systems are regulated by the Payment and Settlement System Act 2007, which was legislated in December 2007. Now, Board of Financial Supervision. The Reserve Bank of India performs the supervisory function under the guidance of the Board for Financial Supervision. The board was constituted in November 1994 as a committee of the Central Board of Directors of the Reserve Bank of India under the Reserve Bank of India Regulations 1994. The primary objective of BFS is to undertake consolidated supervision of the financial sector comprising scheduled commercial and cooperative banks, all India financial institutions, local area banks, small finance banks, payments bank, credit information companies and non-banking finance companies. Next is functions of RBI. One of the main functions of RBI is to formulate, implement and monitor this monetary policy. Do you know about monetary policy? In next video, I will discuss about this monetary policy. In short, this monetary policy is actually money supply control. This policy is to control inflation rate. Next function is regulator and supervisor of the financial systems. As I said before, RBI regulates banking and financial systems. This job is of BFS, that is Board of Financial Supervision. I discussed about BFS, that it supervises all financial sectors in India. Next function is RBI manage foreign exchange. It is one of the crucial functions of RBI. In every year, when Finance Minister publish Union Budget, import and export report is part of this. This report is created by Reserve Bank of India because RBI keep watch on foreign exchange. Next function is RBI issues currency under Section 22 of RBI Act 1994. Most of us know about that objective of currency issue is to give the public adequate quantity of supplies of currency notes and coins in good quality. Under Section 22 of RBI Act 1934, RBI can print currency, and under Section 24, RBI can print maximum 10,000 rupee note. Next is RBI play development role in India. You may ask that how RBI can play development role? Central government is responsible for development in India. Yes, RBI play this role indirectly. For development project of central government, RBI issues money. So RBI is also responsible for development. Next is RBI supervises payment and settlement systems. I have just discussed this before. Now we will see subsidiaries of RBI. These subsidiaries are actually companies of RBI. These companies assist RBI in some functions. You may see in other videos there are 5 subsidiaries, but 2 subsidiaries, NHB, that is National Housing Board, and NABARD, that is National Board of Agriculture and Rural Development, are not now subsidiaries of RBI because RBI has disinvested the shares of these 2 companies. So 3 subsidiaries are DICGC, BRBNMPL and REBIT. DICGC gives insurance cover to all banks account holders up to 5 lakh. This company was established in 1978, but from the first this company was not under RBI subsidiaries. DICGC functions under DICGC Act 1961. Headquarters of DICGC is in Mumbai. BRBNMPL is wholly owned subsidiary established on 3rd February 1995. This company mainly print the banknotes in India and enable the RBI to bridge gap between the supply and demand for banknotes in the country. The company manages 2 presses at Mysore in Karnataka and Salboni in West Bengal. Next, REBIT was established in 2016. The objective of this company is to control cyber of RBI. The function of the company is to manage IT projects of RBI, assist RBI in performing risk-based supervision of regulated entities and safeguards RBI from cyber threats. So, this was about Reserve Bank of India, history, structure and functions. If you have any doubt or question, write in comment section. In next video, I will discuss about Reserve Bank of India, monetary policy. If you like my video, click the like button and don't forget to subscribe my channel to get more videos. See you in the next video. Bye.